Hi, everybody. Scott again. And just have a few things I want to chat with you about. Um, First, I want to say I was reading the your summaries and your responses, and it's just great to get everyone started. There's a lot of thought that went into it. People were using the templates from They Say I Say, which I recommend for everyone. I don't want to make it completely mandatory, but I do want to see people underlining them so that you begin to just practice using them. Some of you might say, "Oh, I already know how to do this," but just use a couple. Find ones that might be a little different than what you've done before, and eventually they'll work their way into your own writing, and that's really the goal. Um, but in Google, I was reading all the responses, and the text is really small on the screen, and so I made it bigger, and I found myself as reading, as I was skimming. I was going really, really fast and trying to just get through 'em, get through 'em, get through 'em, get through 'em. And I try to stop myself because that's exactly what Carr is saying that's happening. I didn't want that to happen. But it happens to me. It happens to us all the time. When we're online, you try to read fast, you try to get through it a little quickly. The screen doesn't feel as comfortable as a piece of paper. Like if there's a piece of paper there, I would be marking it with a pen and checking off something and writing something on your paper. But for some reason, the way the screen works, it's not as easy to feel that way. I mean, what's funny is Apple came out with the iPad, which is kind of trying to make the experience of being online on a computer more like being a piece of text, which is just interesting. I don't know. It's a simulated piece of text. So just something to think about. Let's see some other notes. The metaphors. If you read chapter one, there's a lot of discussion about metaphors as being powerful, and I think Carr uses them a lot. He uses the metaphor of the clock, the factory, the pancake. Right, our minds are becoming flat and not able to go deep. And I think people who are able to begin to use their own metaphors for thinking about this issue got a little bit deeper. If they began to think like Carr, which is kind of being a little neurotic and thinking about their own lives. What really happens when I sit down in front of a computer? That they began to kind of really think about how this works. The internet has really only been around for 15 years, and it's changed over that time. So if you're 18 years old or older, you have seen some development of the internet, of how we go out and find information. And I think it's important to really investigate in your own lives, not just kind of what you do now, but the course of the internet's development. Because I think it's important, not because I think the internet is bad, I obviously use it all the time too, but because in its capacity for goodness, we need to be critical of it. And that's kind of the point of this course. Let's see. What else did I want to say? Oh, so I think there are a couple of people who wrote really strong posts. And it's one thing for the teacher to say, "Oh, this person over here did a really nice job," and get acknowledgement. But I would like to do is create actually a community where everyone is looking for great posts, great ideas. And the way I'm going to do that is set up a Hall of Fame post. And I'll show you on a screencast a little bit later of what that will look like. Um, and then last, I'll do some personal statement stuff. So hold on for now, and we'll move on to the next. Oh, hello, everybody. Sorry about that. Just wanted to show you the Hall of Fame forum post. So if you look here at the top of the course, the general course area, you click Extra Credit Hall of Fame forum, and you can get up to 30 points a semester. If you find someone's post that you think is particularly interesting or fun or something controversial, something that you would disagree with, then you can post it here. You can cut and paste the actual text or a link to it, and then write a response to it. Like, why was it so
Hello, everybody. All right, the last little section on this is the personal statement. Um, the reason I decided to have people start writing their personal statements is because I wanted you to practice. If you're going to be applying to college somewhere, you should definitely have a personal statement and have someone look at it. And this is just an opportunity for me to get to know a little bit more about you as well. So take your time to write it. I know it's not a lot of time, but it's not the primary focus of the class. It's just an opportunity for you to really practice writing this thing. I have one example that I think is an amazing piece of writing from a young woman who grew up in West Oakland and went to Berkeley High. But using Google and other search engines, you can probably find a number of other examples, and just look through and find something that matches what you want to, the format that you want to kind of deliver. The key is to be truthful, to think hard about why you're going to school and how it all connects together, and good luck. Remember, you can always visit me in office hours. Email me if you have a personal question, but please post most of your other questions on the question board, and enjoy this piece. All right, I will talk to you guys later.